guitar freaks and anoraks, lovers of the wet sanding. People, I had a question about wet sanding a guitar body. I learned this trick from an old guy who worked on old timer cars, and he explained me how to do this. This is how I started out wet sanding guitars. The problem is mostly I shoot the finish very thin. This is a two component poly finish, and if you sand too much you go through the finish. So here is a trick on how to wet sand, not go through the finish, keep on working relatively fast, and have a visual on what you have sanded, so you don't have to dry off the water all the time. So the first thing you will need is a bucket with water with some sandpaper. I'm using P1200. To that water you add some Fairy, some dishwashing soap, just a drip. You mix that in. Obviously you need a guitar body which is painted and it's dry. The lacquer is hardened out. Now, I never did this on nitrocellulose. Maybe you have to be careful with that one. But yeah, give it a try on a test piece. When the body is finished and it's dry, you need a rattle can with a contrasting color of paint, and you just very ever so lightly you shoot that over the body, so you get a nice very ugly piece, as you can see. Now you let that sandpaper soak for a couple of hours. That's best. You need a dry towel and you need a sanding block. Always, people always use a sanding block. If you don't do that, the sanding police will trace you down, and I'm not gonna tell you what they're gonna do with you, but they will arrest you, and you will not like it. But anyhow, let's do this. So you take the sandpaper Ola that is pre-soaked. You take the sanding block, you fold it over. You can cut this. This is a rubber one. You can cut this in whatever size you want. I got it in an automotive supplier. But you just start sanding away. You keep on moving. You make a circle motion. By the way, it's Friday. I'm thirsty. But you don't drink while you're doing this. The great thing about this technique is you can see when it's level. When the black is gone, it's level. Isn't that great, people? Now, depending on how you shot the finish on your guitar, if there is a lot of orange peel, you're gonna have to work a lot harder. I would not recommend to start with a P600 because that makes an awful lot of scratches. And then you have to go to 1000 to 1200. I just start with a 1200 and I sand a bit more with that sanding paper. But I think you get the idea, people. Now be careful on corners, on belly cuts, on sharp corners. Obviously, it doesn't take much to go through the finish if you shoot it as thin as I do. Polish finish is perfectly fine. It just depends on how much you leave on there. All the nitro anoraks, they will cringe now. But anyhow. Some elbow greaves just before the weekend. Getting your body in shape. It's better than going to the fitness. And yes, I can do it with my left hand and my right hand. It takes a lot of practice, people. But the old guy was right. He was working on a Porsche, on a 69 whatever. I think it was late 60s Porsche when he showed me the trick of doing this. And yes, let the finish harden out enough, otherwise it will ruin your sandpaper in no time. Patience, people, patience is a very important thing. It's almost the most important thing in guitar making and cooking. Everybody knows that. And if you don't want to believe it, let it be. Now, be careful with water in all those holes. I know we are crazy. We're trying to use the driest wood we can, and then we're gonna wet sand it with water. We're off our freaking trolleys, people. But that's how we roll in the guitar making world. Anyhow. I don't know if the camera is gonna pick this up, but this is level sanded like a pro, people. If you do it like this, you don't have to wipe off the water to see your progress all the time. And I thought that would be a very handy tip on this fine day. I'm looking forward to a nice garden party tonight with just a couple of people and a lot of fine wine. So, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you next time. Meanwhile, keep on wet sanding, keep on making guitars. And I'm lost for words, people. Anyhow, see you next time. Bye bye.